What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerd Lounge. My name is Austin. This is my beautiful wife, Ray. We are your friendly neighborhood movie review watch couple, movies and shows. And we are back for another episode. And as you can see, we've began our Christmas decorating. So, cheers to that. Pink lemonade. So this week last night we watched Gladiator II in theaters. We're going to talk about that coming up. But first, is there anything interesting that you watched this week?
No.
No? Nothing?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I watched like Face Off, but I didn't watch...
And Ink Master?
And Ink Master, yeah. I think that's like it though. Oh, 90 Day Fiancé.
Sure, yeah.
But movie-wise,
But nothing like new or something that you've been meaning to watch on your list? Something like that?
don't think so.
Okay.
To be completely honest.
Okay.
What about you?
I watched The Penguin. The entire episode or the entire series of The Penguin. I will say I'm gonna do a 35-second spoiler review of The Penguin.
I gotta set a timer for this.
Yeah, let's do it.
It is hard for him to not talk for just 35 seconds.
Yeah, let's see. 35 seconds on the clock. Spoiler review of The Penguin.
Now.
So you build him up and you find out, so this is later on in the series, you find out that he kills his own brothers, right? But he's trying to build sympathy. I'm like, how do I build sympathy for this character who kills his own brothers? But I realized you're not supposed to have sympathy for this character because he's actually a villain. He's like a true bad guy. So you meet this character in the beginning named Victor, and then in the very end, he kills Victor. And I didn't think I saw that coming, but I was like, it makes sense because he's a villain. The show, I would give it like a B.
That's it?
Do I still got time?
Yeah, 7 seconds.
Oh man, yeah, it's good, but it's not like groundbreaking. I don't know. Everyone's like, it's so good, but I don't know.
You did good. Usually you talk way too much.
Right. That's gonna be just one solid clip of me just talking. So yeah, I would suggest you guys go watch it if you guys like DC stuff. The one thing I will say about it is like, there's enough things happening in that show that should elicit the response of Batman, and Batman never shows up.
See what I mean? Your 35 seconds were over.
Hey, my bad.
And he's still going.
But yeah, so some reality TV, some DC shows this week. Very cool. Let us know what else we should watch, and we will do that. I'm really excited. I love when you guys chime in and let us know what to watch. First of all, because it gives me something to force myself to watch. Otherwise, I'll be scrolling on streaming services for 45 minutes and then...
That's true, and then go to bed.
Not watching anything anyway, right? So, to start off, we're going to go into our Nerd Breaker. Our Nerd Breaker is... We're going to do a little different variation of our Cut 5, Keep 5, okay?
This was my idea, so I'm glad I didn't do it because I was thinking about doing something like this.
What, with like characters from other shows?
Yeah.
Other movies and
stuff?
stuff?
Like gladiators,
like,
yeah.
Like the ancient Rome and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So this one is coolest helmets.
Okay.
Okay, I did the coolest helmets. So we have 12 characters in their helmets from like other movies, Troy, 300, other movies, Centurion, King Arthur, things like that. So you are going, it's 12. So you're going to go from 12 to 6 to like 2.
12 to 6 1. To 2 to 1?
Yeah. You're going to do like a mini bracket. I don't have enough for like a full bracket, but you're going to break it down. You're going to say, okay, you're going to do a cut and keep, but you're going to go half to half to half. So you're going to go.
Is that supposed to say Zeus?
It's Zeus from Immortals. Lucas Evans from the movie Immortals.
You spelled it wrong.
Isn't it Zeus?
Zeus?
Oh, you would know how to spell Zeus.
I know how to spell Zeus.
So yeah, we got. Oh, and I will put the pictures on the video as well. So we have Achilles from Troy, Alexander from the movie Alexander by Colin Farrell, the Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Quintus, Michael Fassbender's character from Centurion, King Arthur played by Clive Owen, Hector played by Eric Bana from Troy, Zeus played by Lucas Evans from Immortals, Katsumoto played by Ken Watanabe from Last Samurai, Leonidas played by Gerard Butler from 300, Maximus played by Russell Crowe from Gladiator, and then we have Marcus played by Channing Tatum in the movie The Eagle, and the helmet from Tigress of Gaul, who was in the Gladiator movie as well.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
this guy
yeah.
who fought with the tigers and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go from 12 to 6 to 3 to
Do you want me
1.
to write down what my picks are as I go, so you can like keep tabs?
You want to take it on that? Or you want to write it down?
Either way, it doesn't matter.
All right,
because
sure.
it'll help me visualize who I have and who I
And keep
don't
them
have.
all up. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, dude. All right.
All right, yeah. So we'll go from 12 to 6 to 3
Okay.
to 1.
All right, so I'm picking.
So you're cutting.
First,
All you're doing is cutting.
I'm just cutting?
Yeah.
Okay, so
all you're doing is just cutting.
I'm going to cut. This is hard, actually. I'm going to cut
And you're just looking at helmets.
King Arthur.
Okay.
So I'm just keeping a reminder of who I'm cutting.
Just say who you cut, yeah.
I'm also going to cut. I'm going to cut Hector.
Okay. Yeah, that helmet's like a little... It's cool, but...
I'm also going to cut... I'm going to cut Zeus.
You don't like that one? I like that one a lot. That movie's awesome.
Even I spelled Zeus wrong, Jesus. It's like that? Lord,
I think it's Z-U-E.
There's 2 E's in Zeus.
No, there isn't. 2 E's?
I thought.
No, there isn't.
You guys, I don't know how to spell.
This is a history lesson right now. How do you spell Zeus? Let us know.
Zeus. You're right. No, you spelled it wrong, though.
Is it Z-E-U?
It's Z-E-U-S.
But there's only... Yeah, Z-E-U. There's only 1 E, though. Yeah.
I was close. Look at that.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. I'm also gonna cut Quintinos.
His name is Quintus Dias.
I'm gonna put Quint, the homie Quint, on here. He gotta go. I'm also going to cut. This is tough. Okay, I cut Tucker. I cut King Arthur. I cut Quint. I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut Marcus. It looks kind of dumb.
With like the front
The
facing
super
feathers.
big fan.
I
It's
like
just
the one like the Leonidas one where it's like the mohawk, but like
Yeah.
the one that goes across is like
It
weird.
reminds me of like a feather duster.
It's like, how do you not just get shot in the face by an arrow because they're so
Right.
big?
Okay, I'm gonna cut Achilles.
You're gonna cut Achilles' helmet?
I like it, but I'm gonna cut it.
You're gonna cut Achilles. Next round of cutting, the people that we have left over for the next that made it through is Alexander, Black Knight. We have Katsumoto, Leonidas, Maximus, and Tigress of Gaul helmets. So
Okay.
now you're gonna go from 6 to 3,
6 to 3.
and then from 3 to 1. So you're gonna cut 3 now.
Okay. I'm gonna cut Alexander.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna cut Black Knight.
Yeah.
That hurts my soul.
I love that scene in Monty Python. That movie's awesome.
I'm gonna cut Black Knight.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut Maximus's helmet is dope, but I feel like because it only covers this perimeter of his face, like yeah, like those ones most of your face is exposed to, but the fact that it like hits there, if you get shot through the side with an arrow in your jaw,
How a lot of them have like the cheek guards.
yeah, you're like done. So I'm gonna cut Max.
You're gonna cut Maximus?
I am.
Ooh, okay.
I do like his helmet though.
It's pretty iconic. I have it tattooed on my ribcage.
Do you want to show the people? Who's the suit? Every time we go out, someone's like, "You want to see my tats?" Also with his sick rash, because homie had shingles.
Don't tell him that.
He's a 50-year-old man. Okay.
Are you between the age of 40 and 50? Have
No,
you been diagnosed with
seriously.
shingles?
Poppy was like, I thought Austin was in his 30s. I was like, he is. He was like, well, only men like in their 50s and 40s and 60s get shingles. He was like, he's lying about his age.
My brother got shingles when he was in his 30s.
Well, you know, Poppy's a character.
Yeah. All right. So now we have 3 remaining. The remaining that we have is... Who do we have? We have Katsumoto, Tigress of Gaul, and Leonidas.
I'm gonna cut Cat.
So now you're gonna cat. So now you're gonna go from 3 to 1. You're gonna cut 2.
I cut 4, so I have 2 more to cut, right? I'm cutting.
You're gonna have a total cut of 11.
Okay, this round, how many did you want me
So
to
you have
cut?
6 and 4, so that's 10. So you're gonna have to cut 1 more.
Cut 1 more.
So but the final 2 you have is Tigress of Gaul and Leonidas.
I'm not digging in my nose, I swear. This is tough. I'm gonna cut Tigress.
Yeah, I love that helmet, dude. When I was a kid and I saw that movie, I was like,
I'm
that
sorry.
is how he pulls the faceplate down, dude.
Yeah, no, that's sick. But Leonidas,
Leonidas.
homie Leon, his helmet's sick.
It's pretty iconic. It's a
sick.
pretty iconic
and
helmet.
it covers so much of his face.
It does have a lot of coverage, yeah.
And that mohawk thingy,
yeah.
that's sick.
When like the scene where he throws the axe and he goes like, shing. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I'm sorry.
All right.
That's like one of my favorite helmet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Leonidas helmet took my wife's choice of top helmet. So what would you guys choose as the top helmet, or what would you keep? What's your favorite helmet? If there's one that we missed, let us know.
You're just going to tell me again, wrong. She's wrong. She's so wrong. She's already off to a bad start.
I know. It's almost like people in the comments forget we can have opinions of our own.
Exactly.
But also, this is just a type of medieval helmet one. Coming soon, we'll do like a fantasy comic book science fiction helmet when we do like something else, because there's a lot of cool Marvel helmets and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. All right. Very cool. That was our nerd breaker. All right. So now we're going to go right into...
I just burped. Excuse me.
We took our time and we watched Gladiator 1 again. I love that movie. I could watch it 10,000 times. Never get bored by it. Mm-hmm. She gets upset because I just sit there quoting the entire movie every single time.
Yes.
But when was the last time you watched this movie before, like recently?
Gladiator, the first one?
Before like yesterday?
I don't want to say super recent, but also don't want to say not that long ago. I want to say maybe like last year.
Like a few years? Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. So...
Did we watch it?
I think we watched it together, but like I've watched it before.
Or was it like on me watching it and like you're there?
I don't know. I've watched it before, like on my own.
Okay.
So like it definitely wasn't my first time seeing it. If anything, I feel like it was probably like my 5th time seeing the movie.
So it's not like some movie that you've never seen. Like you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a lot of like these movies, like when they first came out, I would watch them with my dad. So.
Oh, like the medieval Roman gods and knights and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I love these movies. They're probably some of my favorite genre. Do you have a favorite moment from the movie? A favorite character? A favorite quote? A favorite battle scene?
I feel like everyone's favorite quote is, "Are you not entertained?" I feel like that's everyone's one of the top favorite quotes.
That's probably the most quotable quote.
Probably, yeah. There is that one. Favorite scene. I'm trying to think really quick and hard here. I don't know. I feel like they're all pretty enjoyable scenes.
I don't think there's like a dull moment.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I feel like I do love the end. The end is like probably the part because I cry
the tear
almost
jerker.
Every time. Yeah,
with like the score coming in.
Yeah, and he's like just floating across the rose petals. It's like very serene, very peaceful.
Like the peach blossoms and stuff like that.
And she's like, "Go be with your."
I don't know if it's peach blossoms, but
they're roses. I think.
Is that roses?
I think they're roses.
Okay. Oh, and the floor of the arena. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, "Go be with your family, or go home, or something."
She says, "Go to them."
Yeah, and he goes, and it's just. Heartbreaking because she like loves him and they have like a son. Now he's like gone. So
I definitely like I don't think it's like the top moment. I'm gonna do a compilation of moments that make me cry, and that is probably in there in the very end. I think one of my favorite quotes in this movie is in the very beginning, where he's talking to the cavalry for the first charge in in the first battle, and he says, "If you find yourself in green fields alone in the sun on your face, do not be troubled, for you are in Elysium, and you're already dead." Love that. It's awesome. Whenever I'm feeling sad or alone, I remember that. I remember Maximus.
When are you ever sad or alone?
Not really ever, but
you're literally surrounded by people all day long. Jeez.
But I think my favorite moment, I don't want to be cliche, is that "Are you not entertained" scene where he fights like those 9 guys.
Yeah.
And he stabs the guy and slices his head off.
That's probably an iconic moment too.
Right. Gladiator 1, what are your thoughts about it? I love that movie. I don't want to just give it a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely like one of the higher rating. It's probably on like, it's probably tough for me to make a top 5 movies, but I think Gladiator is on the top 5.
Yeah.
I think so. I honestly think Gladiator would be in my top 5. I love that movie. I have one quick memory before we move on. I was doing a siblings weekend with my brother at when he was in college, and he was off doing something, and I was just sitting in his dorm room, and I was just watching Gladiator. And it's a 2.5 hour movie, and every once in a while somebody like came in, like, "Hey, where's your brother at? Where's your brother at?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." And then they was, "Oh, dude, Gladiator!" And people just like came and watched the movie with me. I'm like 14.
Oh.
And they were like, "Oh, dude, I love this part!" And it's like they would just sit. It was hilarious. So
that's where that comes from.
You know who you are. I don't remember anyone's names, but so that's Gladiator. Love the movie. Let's go into spoiler free. All right, so we're gonna do some spoiler free thoughts because the movie has just come out. By the time you're watching this, it'll have been out for maybe like a week. So, do you want to start? You want to kick it off? Spoiler free?
Spoiler free? I don't know.
And I wrote some things here. If
Are we
doing
our rating at the... Okay.
We'll do our rating when we get into the spoilers.
So I won't say anything like that. Spoiler free.
And there's like some things to...
Okay. Music was great. I'm just going to read off his little doodad. So
I made like a little checklist of items that we can use to talk about without giving too many spoilers.
And then he gets all fussy at me. Music was, it was great, Yeah, didn't they incorporate the song from the last Gladiator into this one?
It's called like "We Are Free" or something like that.
So that was cool. Acting, there were a couple moments.
I think I agree with you on that.
There was a couple moments.
Yeah.
Action. There was action.
Action packed for sure.
There was action.
Yeah.
Writing. Also.
Yeah, I think I'd really agree. Like, if there's any low points, it's probably some of like the delivery, some of the acting, some of the writing, cinematography.
I thought cinematography was great.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was shot amazingly.
Looks beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong about that. Ridley Scott knows what he's doing behind the camera. Looks beautiful. Everything about it looks great. Very immersive. Like we're in the theater, and it was a decently full theater, which I was excited for because I want people to go watch this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, and not too many people being too rowdy or whatever it is, but never took you out of like what you were watching.
Yeah,
it
looked really, really good. Pacing, meh.
I think I agree. When we get into the spoiler thoughts, I have a lot of thoughts, but
I think we both do.
So like, without spoiling it, would you recommend it?
Yes.
Would you say spend money on the theaters?
Yes.
I would say spend money in the theaters as well. If you guys love the first Gladiator and you've been waiting for this movie and you've been like following it, I would say go spend money on the theaters.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I would say so. I would say we left the theater. We watched it late, but I did not fall asleep.
You almost did.
I had a few.
There was a moment where he was like, I was like, Austin. He was like, I'm awake.
I had a few drowsy moments, and I only went to the bathroom once, so that was good.
That's because you didn't have a beer in there.
Not in the theater.
No.
Yeah.
Fun fact, we went to this place called Look Cinema, and you can like call for like food or service.
It's like a wait service theater.
At your seat. And his button was gone, so he could not call for service.
I picked the seat, and my little service call button was broken, so
worked out great.
It worked out. But there was a few moments, like in like maybe hour and a half mark, halfway through, that I was like a little bit, but not because I was bored, but just because it was late. That's all.
But we
but
went at like the 8:45 showing. The film didn't start till 9. By the time we got out, it was like 11:20.
Like 11:30 or something like that. Yeah, 2.5 hour movie. So, but yeah, highly recommend. Go watch it. If you guys are in any way interested in it, I would highly suggest watching it in theaters. And if you don't really care about spoilers or anything like that, maybe just wait for it to show up on streaming. Yeah. I know for a fact I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch the first one, and then I'm going to watch this one right after.
I guess I'm getting a 4-hour piggy rub then, huh?
4 hour? 5 hour?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
2.5.
I'm down.
You'll be asleep in the first 30 minutes anyway.
I'm never asleep.
Okay.
That's my secret.
All right. So that was like our little quick spoiler-free thoughts, because we usually like to talk about spoilers anyway, because we have not spoken about to each other yet at all.
At all. It was really hard.
We literally watched it last night. Like, even in the theater, we're literally like,
no.
Oh, hold my thoughts. And then we're in the car, we're like, no,
yeah,
can't talk about it. So this is the first we've spoken about it. So let's start with our rating out of 10.
Okay.
You want? Do you have a rating for it?
I have a rating.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
I give it a 9. I was gonna give it a 9.
High five.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 9. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I did too.
I really, really liked it a lot. And then we can circle back to like our thoughts of like, you know, the low points, but like I would probably say the low points. Do you want to start with? Do you want to do highs and lows?
Sure.
I want to start with lows because I have a lot of highs. Okay. So the lows are some of the acting, some of the delivery, the lines, like the main character. I thought he did great. Paul Mescal, I think his name was Paul Mescal. I think it's Paul Mescal.
Mescal, yeah, it's Mescal.
And then Pedro
Daddy
Pascal. But some of the moments where he's like having the big speeches, I thought like his like
delivery.
I thought like his voice was like a little like awkward, where he's like, you know, it's for the power of Rome, and like he was like over accentuating his dialect.
I think that he essentially has like big shoes to fill because he's like the son of Maximus.
He's pretty much stepping into the Maximus.
So I think they really wanted his character to be similar to his father,
to carry that.
Yeah. So they probably like, this is how you kind of need to talk. This is how you kind of need to be.
Right.
So there was like that one scene in the beginning where I think it's like when he first got taken, and I couldn't tell. He's like this, and he's like, I think like in the back of the carriage or something, or like he's in the cell, I think maybe. And I couldn't tell if he was laughing or if he was crying.
Oh, when he's like thinking about like the wife and stuff like that.
I think
I know what you're talking about.
I was like, is he laughing?
Yeah, I remember that.
I think he like looked around.
Yeah.
And I was like, is he laughing or is he crying?
Yeah,
but he was crying. So.
Yeah. No, I think I had like the same thought. It might have started like laughter and then probably crying or something like that, because those emotions can sometimes be mixed. How do you feel about the action sequences, the fight scenes, the arena scenes?
Dude, there was so much more gore. But I think like as like years go on, people like they think, oh, people love the gore factor. You know, like we need to like really play on that.
Sure.
Gladiator 1, like yeah, there was killings, but they took it to like a level of extreme. Like when we were in the theaters, and this is like a quick forward spoiler, when the Emperor, I don't remember what their names were.
Gaeta.
The oldest one?
The one who got his head cut off was Gaeta.
So when he gets his head cut off, literally a dude behind us was like, oh my God.
Really?
When Denzel pulls it out and puts it on top of the thing, he was like, oh my God, are you serious?
Really?
Yeah. So I think that...
It was pretty graphic.
Yeah, it was pretty graphic in some areas.
And the other little twin was Caracalla.
Capital VTTT.
Yeah.
That's why I don't say stuff.
Based off real people... I should have done some more research, but I did look it up. They are based off of like true figures.
Yeah.
And I think even like Denzel Washington's character was based off of like a historical figure as well.
Dude, Denzel.
Macronus.
Like when he was like he didn't like make the film for me, but I thought he did great playing the villain.
But was he just being Denzel?
That is, I mean.
He's like the one person in this film that doesn't have like an accent.
I mean, no, he doesn't.
But that's not an impossible thing.
But I think it's because in a lot of these Denzel movies, besides like American Gangster, where he is this loving, wholesome person in American Gangster, he has to do bad things to like take care of his money. This is like one of the few films I feel like I've seen him just be truly a villain and taking something purely for himself.
Training Day. That was him in Training Day.
I mean, yeah, but even in Training Day, he had some sympathy for the.
He still had like charisma
for his rookie cop. Or
he still had like sympathy, yeah.
But in this one, he spared sympathy to no one but himself.
He literally said like something. I'm looking for power, and I think so. Like, was him taking the head out in that council meeting, saying I killed the emperor?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because like. I feel like it was because he was saying something like desire, like some want power. Mm-hmm. So I think it was him saying, I killed the emperor.
Sorry, that was a bit fast forwarded, but yeah.
But we're in spoiler talk now, so if we get a little jumbled up, bear with us. But also, when you watch this movie, when we talk about the pacing, things go fast.
And that's the crazy thing, because you think, oh my god, it's a 2.5 hour movie. Things are going to be like drawn out, explained. No. Things, scenes, scenarios go by really quickly. You're like, how did we end up here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, things go super fast. Like, I want to, like, literally watch it again and then, like, make, like, an outline of, like, how the things are, like, layered, because it starts off with, like, Pedro Pascal Acacius coming to Numidia, and they have the fight, and then you meet the wife, and then the wife dies, and then he gets taken, and then they go into like the first arena with the baboons, and then they go into Rome, and then there's like the whole political thing with Rome, and
it's literally, for me, I felt like, because I rewatched Gladiator 1 this morning. So for me, it felt like almost that this could have been a remake, not a Gladiator 2, because there was so many similarities in the storyline.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a like a thing that's agreed upon in like the reviews of this movie, like, and stuff like that.
This son gets carried away or shipped off or put out of Rome, and then they get brought back in as a gladiator, and then discovered by what's her name, Lucilla twice now, because Maximus got discovered, and then is it Lucius, right? Lucius gets discovered by her as well. So it's like it's a lot of similarities in the writing, and I'm pretty sure they meant to do that on purpose, but I almost felt like I was watching the same movie twice, but like maybe second one being like a little bit more elevated.
Yeah, because it's like more like you have more technology and things like that. But yeah. It's like this. It's like you can make the same argument for my wife's not a huge Star Wars person, but Star Wars: A New Hope and then Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which is like, so there's like the original trilogy, and then that's like the newer trilogy that they made, and the first movie of the old trilogy and the first movie of the new trilogy are like, they can, same argument that you've made, like carbon copies. Yeah. Like new style and like new characters and things like that, but very similar plot line and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
it's like they both, sorry, I don't want to sound racist, and I'm allowed to say this because I'm black. So they both have like the black homie.
Oh, the guy who went on like the warship with him.
They're close to, except one lives, one, sorry, spoiler, dies. And then it's like they both have the scene where it's like they're in like the prison with other gladiators, and they have like their speech, and then those gladiators help to like stand up for them individually, like and have their backs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The wives both die. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's similar.
Yeah. And I was thinking, like, did the character Hanno, who is Mescal's character, Lucius, did he gain like notoriety and respect so fast? But like also half of the people were like people from his village that already respected him as like a commander, So I was like, wait, like it kind of happened really fast. And in the first Gladiator, and it's tough to not make comparisons, so forgive me. Like I'm probably gonna do a lot of comparing, but like Maximus gained his reputation over the course of like probably like weeks or months, and it seems like Lucius gained his reputation very fast.
Well, he was also just kind of put in like fight after fight. I mean, come on now. There is a scene that I feel like probably people were like, oh god, like this guy means business. Yeah, if you're fighting a damn baboon, if you're gonna bite a baboon, that's gonna give you,
sure,
off the top, people are gonna be like, who is this fool?
This guy's crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I totally forgot about that part. Yeah, about the whole baboon fight.
That's probably one of my favorite parts too. I liked it. I felt bad for the baboon, but
dude, we were watching it, and there's like that first fight in the major arena with like the guy riding the rhinoceros, and we're like, poor rhino. Yeah. But like the dude's getting like his head chopped off or whatever. We're like,
yeah, but then like towards the end, they're like eating a rhino.
With like the whole feast with the head with the rhino. That's probably that rhino.
No, because the horn was broken.
Oh, true, the horn. That's right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, but, so what kind of other things? So, how do you feel about the character motivations and like the character arcs? Because I have some thoughts.
Character motivations?
Like motivations for characters' actions. So like Mescal's, like Lucius's motivations for doing what he had to do. Acacius, the general, his motivations for doing what he had to do. Lucilla's motivations. Denzel Washington, Macrinus's motivations. I felt like it all was like just so fast.
It was fast. I want to say one more quick thing before I answer that question.
Sure.
On one thing I did like. I like that there was animals. Because in the Gladiator film, there was just the tigers.
You mean in the fights or just in like
fights.
the world?
Like in the fights.
Oh, okay.
Like actual animals, like in the fights. So I like that. Okay.
Oh,
anyways.
what with like between the rhino and the baboons and the sharks.
Yeah, I like that.
That water fight.
We'll talk about that scene on its own.
All right.
Because that scene, I went to the bathroom, but yeah.
I think you came back and there was still plenty for you to watch.
Yeah. Okay. Characters. Arcs. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
The twins. I'm just gonna call them the twins because that's what they are. They're
They're
twins.
the twin emperors.
So I didn't like the whole plot with that, and only because the only time it's mentioned about where these twins came from was when they're riding up to Rome, and there's like this wolf, and there's two kids suckling on the wolf, and then that's when like a part of the story is told. There's no story of like who raised these kids. Like, oh, the wolf raised these kids. Okay, really?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how did they become emperors? Who was there before him? Like, or was it Lucille?
I don't know. That's a good question. It doesn't really explain.
Because shouldn't she?
Who was the intermediary? There would have been like an intermediary between Commodus and the twins. So that's a good question. But
yeah. So who raised the twins? Like, they've just taken over and they're completely irrational in their decisions. And I just don't like how they were portrayed as being emperors. I didn't like it.
They're just like whiny, yelly kids.
Rats.
Yeah. I agree. But at least from the little bits that I read online, the emperor that survived, Caracalla, I think it is like mostly somewhat accurate that he was like mentally, disabled or like slow or something like that, because like he literally was kind of a wacky kid,
Yeah.
So, but I just thought that like everything happened really fast. I do have like a thought that we can say for the end about the pacing in this movie and stuff like that, but all things considered, definitely an enjoyable time in theaters. Like, nothing wrong about that. You want to talk about the water fight?
You just want to know what I have to say.
Sure.
I thought it was a little ridiculous.
I thought it was ridiculous too.
I thought it was ridiculous.
My whole thing about this fight, first of all, where do they get the water to fill up the arena? And then the arena, the water is like full to like the top level of the wall, and people are shooting arrows. How many people in the crowd got hit by arrows? I was thinking that in the theater. I was like, how many? Because they're just shooting arrows at like the two boats. How many people in the theaters caught an arrow? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was ridiculous. I literally like went to the bathroom, came back, and I was like, what is going on? Austin's like, oh, they're just fighting on a boat. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the guy falls off the boat in the water. And I'm like, wait, there's sharks? He's like, oh, yeah, there's sharks. like, where did the sharks come from? How did you get the sharks out? How'd you get the water out? Wasn't there sand at the bottom? So, like, isn't, like, the sand messed up? Is it, like, soppy and wet? Like, what? Like, what?
It does show. It shows, like, water being pumped in through, like, these, like, sculpted heads. But I don't know where they find the water, how they get the water, how they get the water out. I have no idea. How they get the sharks in, where the sharks were being held. I don't know. Was it a cool spectacle? Sure.
Yeah.
But does it just not make that much sense? I don't think it makes that much sense.
I don't think it does either.
But because Ray went to the bathroom when Lucilla first went to talk with Lucius in like the cell, and they were talking, and then it was like the little chambermaid that was like listening to them, or I don't know if it was that part, but I think it might have been that part. And then the next scene was like the boat fight in the arena. Like definitely like a cool, crazy spectacle. You got to step it up, you got to do more, but it's like you're doing more.
Ridiculous.
You're doing more at the expense of like logic.
I feel like it was definitely unneeded. I think it would have been cool just to have him in the singular arena fighting someone else, or even one of his friends that were a gladiator, to make it like a little bit more sympathetic, you know?
Yeah, because and then the whole thing with that fight was like something happened and like the boat crashed and like something happened and then it just like kind of ended. It was like, oh, the winner is...
he's the winner.
Yeah,
and it's like, how is that determined?
It just kind of ended. Yeah, so it just felt kind of gratuitous. It was cool. I would love to do some research and see if that's like a thing that happened. I want to say, I think somebody said, or it might be slightly confirmed, that they did that.
Yeah.
That they did somehow fill the arena with water, but I don't know.
Well, if y'all did that back then, y'all are ridiculous.
But let us know if that's true or not. We'll do some research on our own as well. I like that they brought back Connie Nielsen, who was the character from the first one, who was Lucilla, and then she married Acacius.
Her
for whatever
face
reason
looked a little... I'm pretty sure it's makeup, but at some moments it looked a little CGI. I don't know if I was tripping.
You think they did some de-aging?
I don't know if it was de-aging, but like there was some moments where her face looked like a little like puffy, and then there was moments where it didn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I am not sure.
And the CGI too with the baboons was okay, but you could definitely tell they were CGI.
I mean, like especially when like the baboon is like on him and he's like strangling it.
Yeah.
Like the layering of it, it just looked off. And I could, I'm not like some crazy CGI expert, but I definitely knew. I was like, well, you're not going to get real baboons. First of all, you're not going to get real baboons to fight these guys in an arena, okay? But second of all, with how much money was probably spent on this movie and the budget, maybe try to get some better baboons, or don't have a baboon fight if you can't make it look that great.
But I think that's what made it different.
I think that's what made it different, and I do agree with you on the point of like it was a good moment for Lucius to kind of set himself apart. Like, dang, this guy just bit a baboon's arm.
Business.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't me at the same time. I definitely hate the fact that Acacius, Uncle Kai, we can call him Uncle Kai. He died like pretty fast. Like at first, I thought that he was gonna be a villain. I feel like that would have been a really nice turn for when she was telling him, I think that Lucius is my son. And she was like telling him all this information. I would have loved for him to turn and be like, or try to, kill her or imprison her. And then him try to take over the throne. I would have loved for that to happen. And then it'd be a fight between him and Denzel for
power. That was the part that the little chambermaid was sneaking in on when...
Yeah.
Lucilla went to go visit Lucius, and then she talked with Acacius, right? So, do you have any other like thoughts about the movie, good, bad, and different? Because I have like a few more thoughts that I want to tell you and see how you feel about it. Different?
No, I thought everything else was really good. I loved the parts where they literally took it from the first Gladiator with the sand. They're throwing the sand in the face. Also with the double swords. I love that move. It's my favorite move. And then the chopping of the head with the double sword.
Slice.
Yeah. Like that's so awesome. Yeah. So I love that they took that and put that in there.
Yeah.
Also the moment of her realizing like, oh shit, like, did she just do what?
Oh, because didn't she see him like do the sand thing?
I literally saw Austin. Austin was like, something I don't get. And I was like, they're gonna be tied in somehow. He was like, okay, and of course I was right. So we're gonna start doing
predictions,
and I'm gonna predict the movie and then see if I was right or wrong.
Yeah, because
I've been pretty good lately.
We went in with like zero knowledge. We literally watched like one trailer, and the trailer did well to not give too much away.
You thought it gave a lot away. You're literally spoiling the whole movie. But no.
Because it gave you like, I don't know, I feel like it should have not showed like the boat fight. Because that's like,
but we didn't know what that boat fight was about.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have showed it, because then when you watch it, you're like, dang, this is like crazy. Like seeing a boat fight in a sand arena, that would be crazy,
I love watching trailers.
But I didn't have any information. I have no idea what was going on. But so are you ready for like my final thoughts?
Go ahead.
All right, my final thoughts are, if Ridley Scott, I'm talking to you right now. I talk to the directors and they hear me.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
You wish they did.
I do. That'd be crazy. What if somebody was like, what
no one's ever gonna.
I should make a Twitter. They'd be like, whoa, at Austin Rhodes, you're like super insightful.
It's not, first of all, it's not called Twitter anymore. It's called X.
It's called X.
And
All right. So my thought is, if you were planning on doing this movie, first of all, make this movie 10 years ago, but that goes without saying. If you were planning on doing this movie, and I feel like there's already, I think somebody said there's already a third one in the works.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's my thought, and you guys follow me on this. Let me know how wrong I am or if you agree. Whenever I watch movies like this, these sequels that try to put so much in, it should have been 2 movies. This movie should have been 2 movies, and hear me out. It's 2.5 hours, which is like 5 30-minute pieces, right? The first 30 minutes should have been a lot of development between Lucius and his wife, and then also Acacius. And then Cassius goes, and then like and then they have that fight. And then like the next piece is like them taking them to Rome, meeting the emperors. You have more there. You're meeting Macrinus. And then you meet Lucilla. Oh man, Lucilla and Acacius, and then they have their thing. And then you build up to Acacius trying to go against the emperors, right? And then Macrinus, and then you have the Acacius and the Macrinus line storyline, and then you have like Lucius thrown in there, and then it ends with like the fight with like Acacius and Lucius, and also like Lucilla at the same time. And then the first movie ends with like Acacius and Lucilla dying, and then the second movie is all about Macrinus taking over, and then the 2 armies collide in the very end. And then Lucius kills Macrinus.
I mean,
because the whole thing at the end with the 2 armies, go send for the army. Oh, I'll just talk to him. I'll just kill this guy in the riverbed, and it's fine. You know, it should have been 2 movies.
Yeah, but also, I feel like it should not have been 2 movies.
Okay.
I feel like it should have been 1 movie. I feel like some things should have been taken out and replaced with other ideas. Like,
one of my little questions is, would you change anything?
Oh, well, we're gonna say.
Here we go. Yeah.
I would have spent the first maybe, like
20 minutes.
20, 30 minutes of
building their relationship, right?
Yeah, building their relationship. Because the wife, she dies in
the first like 5 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, like first, yeah.
So yeah, I would have spent a little time on that. I also would have done little flashbacks of what Lucius had been doing from the time that he got sent away by Lucilla, right?
Lucilla, yeah.
It's a lot of names. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of names.
By Lucilla, like little just like clips and flashbacks. Maybe how when Maximus had like, even though it was like about death, but had like little subtle flashbacks of him growing up, some of the things he struggled with, and who raised him, and like
sure.
all him kind of like of coming into a man. Where did he learn to fight? Because it's probably in his blood. His dad's a great fighter, but also like who taught you, who trained you, like any of those kind of things would have been nice to see. And like little subtle moments of maybe him and his wife just like laying out on like a riverbed, and you see those. That would have been great.
Sure.
And then of course, like they destroy everything. He goes to Rome and he's a gladiator. Like I'm okay with that part. I think a lot more time should have been spent with Lucilla and Lucius. I think the relationship should have been built a little bit better there before you just killed Lucilla off. Other than just saying like, I'm your mother and your father is this person, or your father is Maximus. I would have liked a little bit like mother-son, like cohesiveness of him really realizing like, I am him. Like, this is what I owe to my father. This is what I owe to Rome. I feel like there wasn't like enough deep, not compassion, but like deep, I don't know, what would you call it? Deep earnest, deep hungering, deep angering, deep just like the need for something, because his whole motivation in the beginning was just to kill Acacius because he killed his wife. So I would have loved that switch to be shown in his head, like, I need to do this for Rome.
Now it's something
and
deeper.
And this is who I am.
Yeah.
And this is what I stand for.
True. Because then even when Acacius was literally saying, like, I know who you are.
It wasn't like, very heartfelt. He was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I love your mom and I loved your father. I would have been like, how do you know my father? How? Like, that would have been sick.
There you go. Ridley
like
Scott.
That. Yeah.
Get this lady on your writing
anger,
board.
Yeah. And then for Lucilla to stand up and be like, Lucius, don't, like,
Yeah.
And then the emperor's turn, like,
and then Macrinus is like, And then
it creates like
that conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think that like something that maybe I would change would be like, I don't know, make your emperors either make like, pick a lane between your emperors or Macronus. Mm-hmm. Don't do both. It's like your emperors are just literally MacGuffins and they get thrown away, and then Denzel Washington is like your main, versus like doing them both at the same time, because the politics, in my opinion, in this movie were not as interesting or intriguing as the politics in the first movie.
Yeah.
You know, but
I will go ahead. I'll just say, like, me and him at the end of the movie, I was like, oh my God, this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part, because it's literally the part in every great film where it's like the hero proclaims himself. And I was like, he's going to say, I am Lucius, son of Maximus, son of Lucilla, and Rome. And it never happened. Like, the climax ending scene of that speech.
Yeah.
It didn't hit for me.
We were waiting for, like, my name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Yes.
Commander of the armies of the North. Commander of the Felix Legions. Husband to a murdered wife. Father to a murdered son.
Yeah.
And I will have my vengeance. In this life or the next. Yeah, we were waiting for that moment. I am the son of Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Yeah.
The son of Lucilla.
Yeah. And
the Prince of Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Yeah.
And in my father's dying wish, it was for him to, and then you lead into to have our two be together. And it never happened.
To build the city. Yeah.
As it once was. See, we have a whole thing.
Yeah.
Hire us.
Right. I agree. So the last question that we will pose for you guys and for ourselves, was it necessary?
Yes. It was a necessary, unnecessary movie that I didn't know I needed, if that makes sense.
Sure. You didn't know you needed it until you saw it. They said,
right.
I like it a lot.
Right. Because I would have never watched Gladiator and be like, oh man, like I really need a second one. Like, I was content with the first one.
Yeah.
Now you see the second one, and you're like, damn, I needed that.
It ended very good. I did enjoy that they brought it back from the very end where Maximus does die, and then it shows like her sending off like Lucilla sending off Lucius, like like right after he dies, because he was there, and then she's like, oh wait, go this way, and now I'm sending you away because they're gonna come looking for you. Yeah, I did enjoy that part as well. So let us know in the comments, was it necessary? Did you guys like it? What would you guys rank it out of 10?
I did like the end too. I liked the very, very end.
Where he's like in the Coliseum?
He grabs the dirt and he's like, Father, talk to me. Mm-hmm. And then you see the plain grass of what you've seen in Maximus' head from like visions of what he's seen.
And like the wheat fields.
In the wheat fields, yeah. And I do like that he has like the visions, or Lucius has the visions too. They're a little bit different, obviously, but
I did like that.
That was really nice. They tied that in.
Yeah, but I like that it showed like the river Styx.
Yeah.
With like the ferry, like to the land of the dead and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those visions were with the wife, but there was just not enough there with the wife, man. You know, it was just literally like, you know what? I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this.
Give me here. He was like, something. I love you until my last dying days and for all of my days, and then puts it on the finger, and then he says it to her or whatever.
Yes, you're my husband. You're my wife. You're my beautiful.
And then it's like.
And then Acacia's just like, shoot her! And then
it's like, we're married.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it was?
I think so.
I think they were already married.
I don't know if they were, because they exchanged rings.
Before the battle?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about this. The movie is John Wick. John Wick.
The man with 9 lives?
No. John Wick is the guy, Lucius. John Wick's dog is the wife. And then the guy that killed John Wick's dog is the guy that he wants to go kill. It's John Wick, Gladiator version.
It's not John Wick. By the way, they're coming out with another John Wick. I don't know if it's like John Wick, but Wick is in it. But it's
Wasn't there like a kid or something?
It's a girl. What's the Continental guy's name?
Winston.
Winston is.
Does he raise John Wick's child or something?
I think he raises a girl. I don't know if it's his child.
Okay.
But we are going to go plan to see that. So be proud of us for being ahead of the game with this one.
Yes. This one is going to come out at some point.
We're going to buy a movie pass at Lick Cinema for $100 a month.
Do they have
Or $100 a year. Unlimited
They
movies.
have an actual pass? What?
Unlimited movies.
Let's do it.
And we're going to be on time for not everything because I go back to work on Monday.
All right. So that was our thoughts. That was a. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Hey. My bad. Yeah, more. We said we would recommend it. We like Is It Necessary. Would you watch it again?
Yeah.
Would you watch it again in theaters?
I'm not sitting in the movie theater with you again for 2.5 hours.
I don't know if I'd watch it again in theaters, but I would definitely watch it several times when it comes out.
Yeah, we can watch it when it comes out. We've already watched Deadpool
12 times?
3 times.
Yeah. All right. So, to end our episode, we're going to bring back Skip or Binge, but I've rebranded it to Skip It or List It because because binge, I imagine it's like a show. You're going to binge an entire show, you know? Do you binge a movie? I don't know if you binge a movie, but we're going to go Skip It or List It. Do we skip it or add it to the list?
Okay.
Like the little My List, you know?
Got you.
So there's a few movies that are like the old medieval time ancient movies, and there's a few series on here as well. So, and let me know if you've seen these. I haven't seen these. So let us know. Skip It or List It. The Black Death. You seen it?
I have not seen it.
Neither have I. The Green Knight.
Nope.
I have not, but we really want to. Don't you want to watch that one? The one with Dev Patel, where it's like a King Arthur story. It's like based on like a poem.
I need to see like the actual photo on like the TV screen.
Oh, okay. I'll show you a photo of it.
Okay.
Alexander, the one with Colin Farrell. Never seen that one. Centurion.
Nope.
Never seen it. Kingdom of Heaven.
Nope.
With Orlando Bloom.
Nope.
It's about the Crusades. The Last Duel. You seen it?
No.
No? I want to watch that one too. Season of the Witch.
No, but we see this one a lot come up on our screen.
On like the scrolling and stuff
Yeah,
like that? Yeah, it's
yeah.
got Nicolas Cage.
Well, I wonder if he's actually being serious.
I
He's gonna do
wonder.
his typical Nicolas Cage like laugh where all his teeth
But
are
it's
baring.
like a 14th century movie. He's like a knight of the
Okay.
He's like a knight in like the old times. So I wonder, I'll be interested in watching it. Let us know. A few series as well. Spartacus.
No, I have not.
No, neither have I. But there's like a few. Unfortunately, like one of the main actor, they did like, so the seasons are called like different names. First one is called like Sand and Blood or Blood and Sand, and then there's Vengeance, and then there's called like Gods of the Arena or something like that, or maybe they're reversed. Or no, Gods of the Arena and then Vengeance. But what happened was they had to like do a lot of recasting because the main actor got diagnosed and died from cancer.
Oh.
So they had to do some recasting there. Another one that I'm probably gonna watch anyway. Vikings.
Okay.
Do you have any desire to watch these kind of movies?
We're gonna watch it because I'll watch that one with you. I want to see if there's any. Sorry again, but black people in it because there's this whole tiff going around about How to Train a Dragon and how what's her name
Astrid
is cast as a biracial person, and people are like, "Oh my god, there's not biracial people as Vikings." We're almost in the year 2025. Like, come on. Okay. Anyways,
My favorite part
I'm gonna
is
watch it now.
My favorite part is people saying, "What's the history of Burke?" Because it doesn't exist. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
Burke
get
does
it.
not
I get it.
exist.
Vikings are traditionally white, but they also were slave keepers. They had slaves and stuff like that. So, so there could have definitely been some interracial mixing.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah. I'm gonna enter your racial.
Okay, buddy.
All right.
All right, the last one. My brother and his wife recommended this one. We should probably watch it. Is Rome.
Okay.
Rome, because I have seen every episode of Game of Thrones. I've seen every episode of Last Kingdom. I would absolutely recommend Last Kingdom. We've seen the first season of House of Dragon. So what about Skip It or List It? House of Dragon season 2.
I know we haven't watched that yet.
We haven't watched it yet. I've heard mixed reviews. I've not been looking too much into it, but I've heard mixed reviews.
Because I was supposed to watch Game of Thrones while I was recovering, but I was asleep majority of the time.
She would have missed like 5 episodes at a time because
Yeah.
she was just asleep. But so that's our little Skip It or List It segment. Let us know. Should we skip it? Should we list it? Should we watch it? Should we binge it? Let us know.
Do it. Bop it. Twist it. That's what reminded me of.
Skip it. Binge it. List it.
Oh
Bop
my
it.
God.
Right. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Great film.
Great
Loved
film.
it.
Yeah.
Would watch it again.
Would watch it again.
And definitely do like maybe me and him can do like a little quick like phone video of the second time we watch it our true final thoughts. But other than that, I think it's great. I think you guys should go see it. If you have the time though, because it is long.
If you have the time and the money, because theaters aren't cheap and movies are long, but
money is long.
But if you like the first one, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
But also, I will say a word of caution: don't go into it thinking it's going to just completely like outshine the first one, because it takes a lot from it. But it's like, I think it's a good Gladiator film. It's a good Gladiator movie. I like it a lot. Yeah, I liked it a lot. All right.
Oh, one quick thought about it. Sorry, and I wanted to say this earlier.
Final thoughts?
The final thought is the one thing I did not 100% agree with in the film is how it was very modernized with some of the costumes and some of the makeup. I did not like that. They should have kept it really plain, simple, traditional.
Like more dirty.
More dirty. It really felt like I was watching as if we were going to like
Renaissance
a costume
fair
party. Yeah. And people were dressed. Like, I understand, like, you had tiers back then of, like, the rich and the poor and, like, the slaves and the, you know?
Yeah.
But at some moments, I feel like, is this an outfit that I would see walking down the street in 2024? Probably. And, you know, clothing does travel through time periods. We go back, we go forward with that. But I would have liked if they kept it traditional to the first Gladiator and kept it just basic borderline of the clothing.
Basic shapes, basic types of cuts of clothing. It seemed very clean.
Yeah.
Like all of like the wardrobes of like the senators and like the rich folk and stuff like that, they all seemed very well maintained. In the first movie, you have like your nice fancy robes, but it's like dingy.
And even like, the makeup's on some people, it's like very blue, very blushy. And I'm gonna do my research to be like, if at that time period were they wearing makeup like that, because I don't think they were there yet.
I think they did have some type of like foundations and stuff like that, like powders and stuff, but I don't think they had like crazy
so
accents.
That was my final thought.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Costumes were just a little bit more extra than I think that they should have been.
And it's probably hard to kind of like always maintain that because of just how the advances with costumes and stuff has become, you know? It's like maybe your basic costume, because it's just, you have so much technology now, is tough to make because you just have, or you're overdoing it with the costume department. I don't know. But yes.
Look up one thing while you're saying your final.
Will recommend, definitely. Question of the day. If you guys could live in any ancient civilization, what would it be and why? I would go back to ancient Mayan Apocalypto style, and I'll go be like a hunter. Those guys, remember Apocalypto?
You would probably die.
No, I would be a hunter. My name would be like Running Tree or something cool.
Running Tree?
Running Tree.
Okay, first of all, you don't even run fast. At all.
What about you? Do you have an answer?
No, I don't.
You don't have an ancient civilization answer?
Ancient civilization? No.
No?
No, because you want to know why?
Why?
I'm going to be real with you guys.
Because you're black?
Because I'm black. So probably in every time period, I'd probably be the slave.
Just go to an ancient time period where the black people are...
That didn't happen.
Go be like ancient, like Zambia or something.
Go to like Egypt, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
Be quiet. Anyways. We're going to edit that part out.
The whole thing? I'll just bleep out where I say the word black.
Final thing, I want you to guess the rating that Gladiator II has right now on Rotten Tomatoes.
Guess the rating, okay.
There's the tomatometer and the popcornometer or something it says.
Okay. All right. Tomatometer and popcorn meter. I think the popcorn meter is the
audience.
I think. Yeah. I want to say the popcorn meter is like, I want to give it like a 90%. I want to give it like a 9. And then the tomatometer, if that's the critics, I'm going to give it like a 70%.
Okay. You were close on the tomato meter. It was 71%.
Okay.
And for the popcorn meter, that's what it's called, is at 84.
Okay. That's positive.
84.
That's actually not that bad. I imagine that the critics will be more critical of this movie because of the movie that it's following. And I like that the audience score was pretty high because everyone in the audience seemed to have an enjoyable time. You know, I didn't talk with anybody because I don't talk with people, but
Anyway.
I don't think I see anybody coming out down the stairs moaning and groaning. You know,
The first Gladiator got an 80% for the tomatometer.
okay,
And for the popcorn meter,
92.
I got an 87.
Oh, okay.
So it is already ranking higher than the first Gladiator.
Similar. Yes. Yeah. No, I said 84.
I'm saying to the tomatometer.
Oh, sure.
I got a 71.
The second one did. You said.
Did I?
Yes.
Sorry. It's my angry Mexican drink. It's affecting my brain.
Don't call it that.
It is. It's literally, if you guys want to make this drink at home, I'm going to give you guys a recipe. It's spicy tamarindo tequila. And it is a peach fizz buzzball. And
Jarritos. Hard Jarritos.
Hard Jarritos. So it is a drink that is just full of
Mexican style alcohol.
exactly the angry Mexican.
Yeah.
Don't come for me.
So yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's
it. I gotta go now.
Do it. Okie dokie.
I'm blabberjabbing.
Thanks for nerding out with us. Stay tuned for the future whenever these episodes come out. So next episode gonna be Arcane, and stay tuned. I will rank every single Arcane champion. Or no, what's it called? League of Legends champion. There's 169 champions.
I will not be here for that episode.
No.
I will be upstairs on my TikTok live.
No, come to talk about the show, but I'll do the ranking on my own.
We also watched what was it? Venom. What was it called though?
Last Dance?
Venom Last Dance. We also watched that. It's been out for a while.
Yeah.
So we'll still talk about it at some point. Maybe when it comes out on TV, and we'll watch them all 3 again and
do like a
chat. Because we still have to talk about our Spider-Man episode. We never did that one. So maybe we'll do like a mixed collage of...
Well, at this point, we should just wait for Kraven. Because Kraven is that Spider-Verse.
Do you guys like my little Santa hat and his bag? I made him. He is Santa this year. So if you want your custom Santa hat and bag for your little
action figures,
hit me up.
Let us know.
Okay, it's time for us to go.
It only costs $42. Oh no!
You dropped his sack of coal.
I lost his satchel. Yes, thank you for nerding out with us, and we'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.